that one too.
It's recording?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay, cool.
It's recording.
So it's getting us to do our.
Don't touch that.
Yep, it should be recording.
I didn't see it.
Okay. See ya. Hi.
Bye, Eric.
My name is Margot Middleton, and I am the activity coordinator for Lifesteps Trio. And today we're just going to talk about some time management tips, something that just kind of help you keep yourself organized. And this might be old school for some of you, and but this is a refresher for Chris, and he picked up one thing, so maybe he'll pick up two this time. So I'll have some questions. If you feel like you want to ask questions in between, just raise your hand, because I think time management is really, really important. It'll help you throughout everything that you do, not only in school, but just in your everyday life. Once you get it down, and once you hear some of these tips, you understand what I mean. What I've done is I do have a PowerPoint, but I've also got the PowerPoint on copy here for you. So you can make yourself some notes. And you can keep some for your friends. Then I have some other material to pass out. Okay? Time management is really just a paradigm shift, and it's equipping yourself and prioritizing, and we'll talk about some tools. Time management really is just about self-management, how you manage your own self, how you manage your own time. And there's one thing that everybody in this room has in common. We are all alike in one element, is that we are all given 24 hours. It's entirely up to each one of us what we do with those 24 hours in the day. So nobody discriminates against anybody. Everybody gets 24 hours. Everybody gets 24 hours. So there are 4 types of events that we all probably fit in one of these categories. Events that I know that I can control, events that I know that I can't control, events I can control and I don't control them, and events I try to control that I really don't have any business trying to control. I'm not even going to ask you which one you fit in.
Fit in all of them.
But all of us fit someplace along that, in that. But what we're going to do is all I want you to do is think. I'm not saying that this is the right way to do it. All I want you to do today is to just kind of look at your own life, look at your schedule, look what you're doing. If you're not getting done what you need to get done, then you need to stop. And then you need to take a kind of a look at it. All of us readjust. You will readjust until you die. You just stop. I've had to do that this week, matter of fact, last week. And sometimes I have to get sick in order to do that. You know, sometimes you just have to get sick and you say, I was tired. I was tired last week and I really needed to settle down and get yourself together. Okay. One of the things that I think is most important, that you make a list of all the things that you need to do. Either you want to do this on Sunday night. Some people do it every evening because things change. But if you write down everything that just like you go into the grocery store, every woman in here knows that you never, ever, 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 what don't you ever do?
Go to the store hungry.
And
Without a list.
And without a list.
Exactly.
Because you know that you spend too much money.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're right. Don't ever go hungry. Yeah. Boy. But rate each item in order of importance. Seems a little elementary, but it's important. especially if you have children, you've got a family to take care of. There are things that you need to do. And some things are more important than other things. You just sit down until you get it in your head. You can do it in your head. And sometimes that takes years to accomplish. Sometimes you can do it right away. Post that list where you can see it, whether it's on the front of your notebook or whether it's on the refrigerator or whether it's on your billfold or your checkbook. Good place to, post them notes is the best thing they could have ever invented.
Well, yeah, that's good if you take them out of your.
Yeah. If you use them,
I
yeah.
carry mine around with me daily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every-
And once you finish a task, cross it off. Sometimes it may take you 2 weeks, sometimes it may take you a week to complete your list. Don't ever think that you have to complete your list in one day. Don't do that. Just whatever is your priority, whatever your list is, okay? Prioritizing your activities. Importance produces the most valuable results. Produces a significant result or produces a worthwhile result. If it's urgent, it's got to be done right now. If number 2 in urgency, it needs to be done soon, and it should be done, but it can wait. Can't see that, but I think it's on your sheet. Goal setting, and I know you've heard about goal setting over and over and over. And as long as you're in school, and I think as long as we are working on jobs, or if we're doing anything, your career, you will always hear about some kind of goal setting, some kind of formula. Everybody has different formulas. What is it that you're trying to attain? I put this little thing up there because we have brochures in the Lifesteps office, and it would be my responsibility to make sure that those little booklets are there. So I'm using this as an example. I need to order Lifesteps learning brochures. Make sure that your goals are measurable. How many or how much? I need to order at least 500. I need to do that by the 1st of October of this year to get ready for 2009. Use an assignment notebook or a planner and take that planner to every class. While you're sitting in class, you ought to have a deadline for whatever that professor is asking you to do. You should set your deadline right then and there before you leave the room. Because if you leave the room, you're going to run into somebody and you're going to start talking and da-da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da and one thing and another. Then you think about, I got to stop, I got to pick up the baby. I'll go, okay, and then I need to do this, so get the baby ready for tomorrow. Set your deadlines immediately, especially since if the teacher gives you some kind of assignment. And normally, I know they still use syllabus and stuff like that, and usually at the beginning of the semester or sometime after the semester starts or something, they'll say, okay, you'll need an 8-page paper before the end of the semester. You ought to be thinking in your head, okay, what am I going to write about, or when am I going to do this, and when am I going to start? When am I going to start going to the library? These kinds of things need to be going through your head right then and there. Give your own self deadlines. I think and every one of you in here are leaders, and I think one of the great signs of a leader is that you give your own self deadlines. Don't wait for anybody else to give it to you. You're the leader. You are in control of your own destiny. So you give your own self deadlines. Find a friend in class Because if you call and because things come up, find somebody in class to make them your accountable partner. I would suggest that you not pick the most popular person in the classroom. Because sometimes the most popular person can get swayed because of their popularity. I'd look for the person who's the most serious. You don't have to be friends. I mean, you just check out that serious person. That's the one that's going to be there every day. So, because when you have a problem or an emergency, you know that you can go to that serious person and say, you know, I missed, but I know you was here. I know you was here. And they will give you, you know, a lot of the most important material. Okay? Just think, just plan and prioritize. Okay. Are you at that little number game thing yet? Okay. I'm going to give you 20 seconds and I want you to circle all 41. Just find 41, just find it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all that for 20 seconds.
You can see them.
Okay. That's it.
I found
Couldn't find it? Okay, you see those little grids? Make that little square on your paper. Okay. 20 seconds. See how many you can find. Okay. How many, did you find them all?
There's only 141 on them. It said number 41. There's only one.
No, you got to circle 1, then circle 2, circle 3.
Oh, we still got
Oh,
time?
see? It said circle 41. And I'm like, okay, well, there's only
I'm sorry.
My bad, I misunderstood you.
Okay. That's it. You know, all this is, you know what this is? It's just a psychological, it's not a win or lose. It's not a win or lose. But you could circle 1, 2, and 3 much better when it was cornered off like that, right? It was much easier. That's all time management is.
Did you have to go through the, okay, I just circled any number that was just going up to. I just circled them in coincidentally.
Yeah, hey, just 1 through 41. Well, you have to do it in sequence. You have to do it in sequence. But the whole idea is that you're in order, that you do things in order, and once you block things off like that, it was much easier to see.
This just showed Tommy's all over some.
Welcome to the
I would suggest also that you try a 3-ring notebook, and I think in the last time management class we talked about where you can, you know, insert your handouts and stuff and any kind of missed class notes. Well, nothing is any worse than you're sitting in class and somebody comes in and they flip it through papers and you can't hear. Am I hitting you, Tom? People flipping through the campfire, don't know what their notes is for that particular class, and they just making a whole bunch of noise. It really does disrupt the class. All you have to do is just get some of them little inserts, and just when you go to a math class, you just flip to your math. You do not have to be flipping through a whole bunch of papers and disturbing the class. Keeps you with any kind of missed notes, or anything that you have that you need for that particular time. That's where your focus needs to be. Okay? Whatever personal systems that you use, I still like, I'm not with a BlackBerry. I don't know between a BlackBerry and a something, whatever that is. I don't know. I don't do them because I don't know anything about. I don't want to take time. You know, I still use one of these little books like this. This is my calendar, and I can go put your personal stuff in here, and I put whatever I have to do here. I set my own time. I look at this all day long. I lay this out on my calendar at home. That's what I use. Some people can use those little BlackBerries and them little things, you know, and I'm just so afraid. People use their cell phones. Whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. But keep it current. See, I forget to put batteries in it. I mean, just...
Mine would just be something else in my pocket.
Yeah, but you know, some people are techie and they just love that kind of computer stuff, and I think that's okay. I think that is good if it works for you. Web organizers, all that. One thing that I found when I was in college, I put everything on a disk. I used to put it on a disc, or now you can put it on a CD. Every paper that I wrote, every paper that I had to turn in, any kind of written, I make sure I had a backup copy on a disc. Because sometimes other people lose stuff. I found that to be true. I did not ever want people to lose things. That especially if I had to turn in was going to get a grade. Or if they say they didn't, I mean, sometimes you're in discussion and you need to be talking about whatever you turned in. Hey, I can bring it up. This is, you know, which is easier. I wear this all the time. This is my flash drive because I don't know where I'll be, where people will have a computer. And because of what I do here, what I do outside in the community, I may have to plug into somebody's computer with information. Now, this is where I'm a little techie. I love these little things. I keep spares.
Hey, I bought one of those. Where do they go in your computer?
Sometimes they're, the ones in the lab, they're on the side. They're right there on the side. Yeah, see? Smart girl. That's yours.
I've got two more sitting at home.
Yeah, because you have information on there. You don't know what you might have to come up with.
Right.
You know? Flash drives are good. Okay. Control your calendar. Always check your calendar or your hand thing before you make a commitment to anything. Don't say that you're going to do something on a certain day for somebody and you have not looked at your calendar. Because as soon as you walk away and you think and you say, I knew that there was something that I had to do that day. You know, it's better to tell people, let me get back with you. Let me check, you know, if you don't have your calendar or something with you, than to say, okay, I'll be there or I'll do that. You know, you're building integrity as you are learning and commitment. It doesn't matter how smart you are. Nothing outweighs commitment and your integrity because that really is the key to your success. I understand that you do business. You're a little tattoo person. You know, I don't care how much money you make in the world, you can't beat integrity. And people expect for you to be there when you say you're going to be there. People expect for you, if you say you're going to do it, people expect for you to do it.
Tell my clients that.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, you have to be that. Whether they're that or not, you must be there. Okay? Commitment is the journey after your decision. Here's a few tools and tips. Just plan ahead as far as possible. Always include your personal and your professional. Carry that planner with you, or whatever you choose to use. Whatever you choose to use, just have it with you.
Beside my bed,
I'm sorry?
one beside my chair in the living room, one in my car, and one that I carry in my, when I come to class.
And do they all coordinate? All right.
From experience, I can't do more than two. One on the wall and one in my.
Okay. But you know what works for you.
I could have like scattered everywhere.
Well,
Because you have to sit down, you have to do each individual one.
I don't always carry a pocketbook. When I go to work, I carry my cell phone, my billfold with my identification, and just a little bit of money with me. In my car, I keep a pair of eyeglasses because I can't see anything without them. In my coat pocket, I keep one beside my desk, one beside my bed, and any place else I can find one.
Yeah.
One in the kitchen, any place, anywhere that I'm at, because, I don't always carry it with me. And so, I was telling the Ford Motor Company when I bought my car, I said, you don't build these cars for a woman. I said, if you did, you'll put pockets in here where I could keep them in here.
Well, now, my problem is none of this. I do all this. I do the plan ahead, I do the calendar. I've got a calendar for school in my pocketbook. I've got a calendar for church in my pocketbook. I've got a calendar by my bed. I've got my long-term goals, my short-term goals, but I don't ever look at them. They're there, but I don't ever. And I think that's my problem, is because they're there, but I'm not in the habit of using them. If I could get in the habit of okay, I know that I need to manage my time, so I put all this stuff down to manage it. But it doesn't do me any good because I don't use it. I've got it, but I don't use it.
So how do you know that you've met your goal?
I don't know that I met my goal. But for the day or for the...
Any of the goals that you've set, how do you know you've met them?
Well, as far as my schoolwork is concerned, I keep a separate folder for each class. I have an organizer, so all my papers are in my organizer. My notes are all together for that class. I have a folder set aside for any extra papers, any extra flyers, any extra work I have to do for that class. I read my syllabus for each class at the beginning of every week. Everything else is like...
You just go through the book.
When I get to you walk in my house, she hasn't got to this yet.
You haven't got to that yet.
So this class, this right here is really good for me because, and I think a lot of it is because I don't prioritize and put down the things that are most important for me right at that moment. I'm doing an internship and organization, and I'm doing a lot of paperwork. And
Let me tell you a key about writing something down. And it's been a proven fact, and I really can't give you the right statistics, but I know that it works. Anything that you write down, you're gonna accomplish. Anything that you write, that's why journaling is. That's why a lot of people are into journaling. They like to journal. A lot of people like to, and they journal every night, what's on their mind and stuff. There's something about writing that releases whatever it is that's on your mind. If you've got a goal to say that you're going to be finished in 2 years, or by the fall of this year, I'm going to be complete with my degree. If you don't do anything but write that on a piece of paper and put it on the refrigerator, there's something psychologically about your subconscious mind that makes you always go toward that. It's a proven fact. It's a proven fact. It's a proven fact with weight loss. It's a proven fact with any goal that you have. If you put it there where you can see it every day, I don't care if it's going to take you 3 years to finish your class or get your degree. If you put it on the refrigerator, I am going to graduate in 2009, the fall of 2009. There's something psychologically that you will always be aiming toward that.
It's not that I don't put it down, it's just I don't put it where I can see it.
You need to put it where you can see it.
I need to have it out.
Make it obvious.
Have to look at it.
Make it obvious. Make it obvious. You know, and I think, and I understand a lot of where you're coming from, because after I raised children, I went back to school. I knew that I was going to complete my degree. And my kids were grown, but I had to finish because I had it someplace. I'm going to finish my degree. And, you know, people say, oh, Marla, you know, you're 100 years old, going back to school. And, you know, yes, I am 100, and a lot of times I was the oldest one in the class. But you know what? I finished. I finished.
And I told my granddaughter I was going back to school.
Mm-hmm.
Mama, you're too old.
I know. And when I sent out invitations, a lot of my family said, you really did, didn't you? I said, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I had it someplace where it was obvious.
Something that might help her, I don't know if it would or not, but what I do, I like to reevaluate myself, like every day.
Uh-huh.
And it's at a certain time every day, like, for me, it's like in the morning. First thing in the morning, I've got a certain thing that I do, and the first thing I'll do is just look at my whole day, see what I've got to do and stuff like that. And there's a lot of times I have to make changes in there and reprioritize everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do it every day at a certain time, you get to the point to where you start doing it without even thinking about it. And that might help you, because, you know, if you don't have a certain time to do it, you tend to forget about it.
Mm-hmm. Do something 21 days, it becomes a habit. We've heard that before, haven't we? Do anything, 21 days, it becomes a habit. You've heard that, haven't you? Yeah, 21 days, it becomes a habit.
I took a class once, and
Break a habit, too.
she handed out a piece of paper and had your urgent, your soon, and your can wait, and it had you start with when you get up. And what it basically does is help you get your routine in the day, so you could see where your time is that you can do all these things.
There's a lot of good stuff out there.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of good stuff. And when you find that you're off in one area, 9 times out of 10, you're off in a whole bunch of areas in your life. 9 times out of 10. So if you get one together, seems like everything else will kind of fall in place. And you know, you're at a great place where you've got a lot of great people that will help you do a whole lot of stuff. You know, Trio has a bunch of tips and a bunch of papers, and of course Eric and Linda and myself and Diane are there to. Hey, if we don't know, we can find out. Not saying we know everything, but we'll find out.
I think this is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out. You know, because that's what we're here for. We want you to succeed. That is our goal. Linda is my director, and we are in meetings all the time about how can we help you succeed. That's the most important thing. So if you can pull just some of these little tips, and what I've done is I made some. I don't think I've got enough, but these are a list of some of the videos that are available. I'm so sorry, I didn't make enough, but there are videos over there that are available to you. Career planning, we're scheduling all different kinds of workshops to help you succeed. Career planning, interview skills, how to get motivated. And sometimes you just get into a lull. You really do. I mean, you've just read about all you can read and write as much as you can write, and you just get, So, I mean, just the art of communicating. You're going to run into all kinds of people. How to communicate. There's just a lot of things. How to organize your job search. So, you know how to get in contact with us. There's some, here's some other time management tips too, and I think that, you know, what you were talking about is on the back of there. But check Diana's desk, because there's a lot of information, a lot of information that she keeps on her desk, and we try to keep that current, try to keep it up to date, things that, yes.
I built one of these. I had an old drafting tape, and I drew a weekly schedule out. It sits up under my desk now, but started at the beginning of the semester, I put all my school, you know, when I leave for school, when I, you know, to make it on school time, classes and everything. And it had all the extra blank spaces to I could just take my dry erase marker and throw in, you know, an appointment or whatever. At the end of the week, take it, wipe it off, and
start again. And it helped.
It held for about 2 weeks, and it went up under my desk, and I ain't...
Gotta pull it back out again. You know, sometimes it gets a little monotonous. I mean, you know, who got time to sit down and write? No. But you know what?
Thank you.
It will help.
Who has the time?
You have to take the time, because this is not the last time that you're going to hear about this. Whatever job or career that you're after, let me tell you something. You're going to have to know something about some organizational skills, and you're going to have to know about how to manage your time. I don't care what kind of position you're on.
And I think each new endeavor that you do, when you do something, you sit down and you take your time to do something like this until it becomes routine, then you kind of put that away. As long as you keep the routine in your head, it's all right, but you still have some kind of something you need to go back to, because like I said, I've got my wall dry erase, like she said, and sometimes that gets, you see that constantly, and you just blow it off, and it's like, oh, I had that to do.
You had that to do.
And my poor son has suffered from that so many times, like, oh no.
Yeah, you
had that to do.
Yeah, I had that to do.
This is there, so
you know,
that could be a drawback to have it right there. Too much too.
Yeah. Carry that, you know, somebody said, can we, so I'm even down to some of my best friends with, let's go to lunch, and so. I said, well, I had to check. I said, because I was like, Martin, we were supposed to have lunch such day, and you didn't show up, and, you know, people begin to think you're too important, you know, and that's not it at all. I just didn't check. And it doesn't take that long to check. It only takes a minute. No, we can do it another day. So are there any other questions? No. Hope you picked up something. You know, if you didn't, was it boring? I mean, did you not want to do this? Or because, you know, we like to hear the good and the bad.
I really needed this.
Okay.
And you say organizers are available in the office over there?
I didn't say that.
Oh, no, the paper does.
Huh?
The paper says it.
Oh, okay.
It says here, daily, monthly planner, or interest, free and Lifesteps offer.
Oh, okay. We've had some over there, huh? Monthly planners, we have some, don't we, Linda?
We do.
I think we still have some. Yeah, from the first of the year.
Yes, ma'am, carrying funds and
Okay. These are, if you should lose some of these, or you like these little things on the back, there's some that's right there out in front on Linda's, desk. Are you welcome to pick up extra? You know, that's okay. But let us know what you need. Please let us know what you need. Don't wait until you're down to your last 2 weeks of your exams and you know you're not doing good or something and you say, I need some help, and don't do that. When you just get an inkling that it's not going good in class, you come see us.
So, the math students, when are they over there? I don't have it scheduled.
Monday and Wednesday.
Monday and
from
Wednesday.
Noon to
That's
4.
right there.
Okay.
They was there this morning, though.
Yeah, they were.
Monday and Wednesday from noon to 4 is when teacher thing is out in.
Yeah.
I just need to put one of those math tutors in my. I think there's a few people who feel like that.
Can't get enough pens.
I want a couple
They have
little
one of
hook
each.
things, that's what.
You want some hook things?
Yeah, I need a couple, okay.
We have pencils.
Pencils,
Yeah,
anybody? Pencils.
Key.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, did we stop there?
Nah, I don't need that, man. Alright, that's crazy, a couple.
I'm doing good.
Huh? Over all the way at the end, this one.